I'm Nichole Griffin. I'm a United States Army veteran. I served during the original Desert Storm period era. Now I am a disabled vet. I actually get my benefits after years and years of trying, after years and years of being put on the back burner. But I'm so glad for places like this because when I was going through my homelessness and my traumas and didn't know where to go to get help, and I had to research the places and research because when I first started getting help in '08 for homelessness, everything was geared toward men.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Everything was geared toward men.
Very, very biased.
Very biased.
Yeah.
You had to be an alcoholic on drugs even then. So I had to go read policy, research stuff. And when I went back down to the George, I had to show them the policy where I qualified because I wasn't getting any benefits. Didn't even know I can go to the VA. When I first went to the George, they had to take me to go get my actual ID card because I didn't know all those years of being out. For 15 years of being out, first 15, I didn't even know I could go to the VA. Nobody had told me anything.
So this is like an all too common story now of people leaving the service and not knowing what to do and with nobody extending a helping hand at all.
Yes.
Right. But you, how did you find out about it?
Like I actually saw a story. I saw something on the news about veterans and about homelessness, and then I did my due diligence. I did research. I went to the library. The internet wasn't still as forthcoming as it is now. And I went and I had, like I say, I had to research and I had to dig and I had to have the policy that showed that I was an honorably discharged veteran and some services were guaranteed to me also.
Okay.
But I had to keep knocking on doors and I had to keep pressing and I had to not give up because at the time I was a single parent. You understand?
Yeah.
Do you know how many no's I got before I got a yes?
I imagine dozens if not hundreds.
And then the yes I got still came with stipulations.
Yeah.
So it was set up to discourage you even more so, to not even want to be classified. For a long time, I wasn't even classifying myself as a vet. Nobody knew. It's up until now. People I've known for 10, 15, 20 years just not finding out that I'm actually a veteran. Yes, and then like I said, I never identified myself.
Yeah.
And then I was in the military doing don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now to really be able to be myself and be recognized for my service and to be a gay, black, lesbian, we have made strides. And like I say, it's places like this, Combined Arms in Houston, that helps because I never want another veteran, male or female, to go through what I go through. That's why I volunteer with Travis Minion, the mentorship program with the young people who maybe have the 8 million stories, who maybe have made a mistake. And know that one mistake is not going to stop them, they're young, from being productive. So that's what I do with them. The Mission Continues was the first volunteer organization that's housed here that I actually volunteered with that actually made me feel like a veteran again, that made me feel productive, that made me feel like I still had something to give because when I did start getting my services, now I found out after all these years I had PTSD that wasn't getting treated. And now I know why I act the way I act.
Yeah.
Now I know because everybody in my life had just given up on me. Because I had mood swings. I had periods of frustration. I had so much anger built up that people didn't know how to deal with me. I didn't know how to deal with myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thank the Lord I didn't kill myself. I didn't hurt somebody else really bad. Because sometimes it got to that point, but I just isolated. I isolated so much. Like my mom might see me today, and everything might seem fine, but she might not see me again for 6 months.
Right.
And I'll pop back up like ain't nothing wrong.
I mean, I'm obviously recognizing your own strength, and it's something I always love hearing and appreciate. But are there any people like in particular that along the way of your journey that have really affected you and helped you to get where you are today?
Well, I found myself in trouble with the law for the first time and homeless, and I went to U.S. Vets, to shelter to stay in 2015. In this program, Grace After the Fire came in with a peer-to-peer group for female veterans, only for women, because at that place I was in the program, but it was 75 people, but only 3 of the people were women. So it was 72 men and 3 women. And she came in and she helped to gear and she taught me to start loving myself and gave me tools to deal with and let me know that just because you're down today don't mean you're going to be down always. And Monique came week after week, whether it was only one person in class, 3 people in class, 5 people in class, but she persevered. And she had a little smart car. And she packed so much stuff in that car for us to help us, to let us know just because we're here to make us feel good. She brought us food. She fed us. We look forward to the snacks. And then after we finished every module, she brought pizza. At the end of modules, she had candy for us every day. One time she brought pillows. Simple things like that. When you're going through something to call your own, when you had lost everything, you ain't even lost hope. Made a difference in my life. I will be forever grateful. Monique has moved on from Grace After the Fire. Now I am going to take the class starting next week so I can go back to U.S. Vets and be a peer mentor.
That's amazing.
So see how the cycle goes? You get yourself back together and you go back and pull somebody else up because you don't know what that one little motivation. And then two, with us both being veterans, it means more coming from somebody that's already a veteran because we've been in that place. I've been in that place when I was here. So I can tell you I can relate instead of somebody who's never been there telling you, oh, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
You understand? Who ain't never been down to the struggles that you've been down to. Who doesn't know is that you got kids, and then your kids, you got to be separated from your kids because your kids can't come here. Somebody else got to watch your kids while you try to come get yourself back up together and build yourself back up.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's Mia, the directive. Oh, my God. Anything Mia asks me to do, I would do it. Because she never made me feel like I was less than. Those ladies never made me feel bad about myself or my situation.
Yeah, they're all amazing people.
Yeah, so it's like I say, combined arms. I wish this was in every state, every city, across the country. Because as veterans, we are used to serving. So when we have to be served, we feel even worse. But it's okay to be served for a minute and then go back and serve someone else.
It's a whole virtuous cycle, huh?
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle of good.
Because that 22 a day, veterans that are killing themselves is a real thing.
Yeah.
And it hurts me to my soul to know that some people feel there's no way out and that that's the only conclusion is to leave this earth because no one cares or nobody understands. So if I can help one person to not get down that far into despair, through organizations like this, the mission continues. Travis Minion, Lone Star Veterans, Grace After the Fire, Next Ops, Wounded Warriors. Whatever it takes, because we all one. We might have different names, but we all serving the same mission. To make sure veterans get the help they need and see them strive and see them proud to be a United States veteran. And it ain't about Army, Air Force. Yeah, we have a little camaraderie like Army, Navy game, but at the end of the day, we all served. Coast Guard. We all are one unit when it comes down to being a veteran.
If you met a person today that you saw, looked in their eyes, you listen to them, and you see a lot of things that maybe you were going through at the time, and you're like, I see a lot of this, what you went through in them. What would be like the most important thing you tell them?
Don't give up. Because that's the first thing that happens. You give up on yourself. You have to forgive yourself and understand that you are worth it. And motivate yourself. When I lived in the shelter, people didn't believe I lived in the shelter because I got up and got dressed every day. One simple act of getting dressed. And like I told them, what does people from everybody on the corner begging? You understand what I'm saying? When I went to the VA, I went to different organizations, I got up and got dressed.
Yeah.
And that was important to me. And so when the staff didn't see me dressed or saw me with my hat on backwards, because they knew I stayed well groomed, they knew that was a day that maybe my PTSD was kicking in, so they immediately pulled me to the side to help say, go back to your room, put some clothes on. So I had accountability. I had somebody looking out for my welfare. I had somebody that pulled me and told me, no, we're not going to let you do this. So they saw me at 8 o'clock, nope, go back to your room. Come back when you're dressed. We're not going to let you do this. Because if even with that little simple thing, I might try to stay in my room for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's where it starts.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. When I see someone sinking, I want to immediately grab them and tell them, nah, you might start out sinking, but we only going to let it last 5 or 10 minutes, till 4 or 5 days, till 2 or 3 weeks, till 6 or 7 months. So now I know my triggers. I get the mental help, I go to counseling, and I take my medicine. Just like a diabetic, I have to take the medicine.
Yeah.
But I have to be a willing participator in my own recovery. And like I say, with places like this, me taking accountability, I'm on the road to recovery. I'm excellent. I'm in my own place. You understand? I have my full benefits. I've had a car for over a year for the first time in my whole adult life. You understand what I'm saying? The same car. So things like people that take other things for people take stuff for it's just natural for them.
Yeah.
For me, that's milestones for me. Like people that go to AA, they get the little chips and stuff. But to me, I give my own self little chips for saying August made a year. I had my car and I ain't paid my car note on time for a whole year because I had the income to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, Nichole, this is this is about as best as it gets.
Thank
Honestly, yeah, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you.